Welcome back. Time to talk basketball. It is that time of year. Brad Newitt is our Summit League basketball analyst again this year. Let's talk about Omaha. Omaha is new to the Summit League this year. It's a really good geographic fit for one thing, and just a good fit overall for the Summit League, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a great fit geographically. You're now doing a lot of bus travel up and down I-29, so that a lot of these teams love that. And for the women on the Nebraska-Omaha side, they are off to a great start, Tom, 3-0.
Omaha is off to a spectacular start, and the Mavs teams, they'll play a league schedule this year, Brad. They won't be eligible for the postseason, though. But, yeah, the women are off to a great start, and that is where we start this week's highlights. In Omaha, the Maverick women hosting Louisiana Lafayette on Friday. Omaha leads the entire ball game in this one. Paige Frauendorfer for Omaha stealing the score. She had a big game for UNO. Frauendorfer for 3. She had 18 points, 6 rebounds, and 5 assists to lead UNO. Erica House came off the bench for Omaha, looking like Eddie House, lighting it up. 17 points in 15 minutes for House. Omaha shoots 54% for the ball game. The Mavs knocked down 9 threes, and Omaha stays perfect on this season. They get a 79-67 win in this one over Louisiana Lafayette. Now, Frauendorfer is the league's Player of the Week on the women's side. She shot 60% in 3 games, averaged just under 17 points and 9 rebounds in those 3 Omaha wins. Meanwhile, in Indianapolis, IUPUI hosting Valparaiso, an Indiana school in the Horizon League. Sheree Richardson with a couple, and then 3 more there. She had 12 for the Crusaders, but Navina Markovic, 6'4" sophomore from IUPUI. She had 10 in this game, and they were tied 34 all at half. Jesse Wiedemann keeps it close for Valparaiso, but the Jags come back with Dawn Luster, 2 of her 6 on the runner. Jags on the run again. Hustled by Clara Mitchell here to pick up a rebound, send it out for 3. The Jags only hit 2 threes in the game, but they're going to get the win. Kara Nelson with the finish. She had 13, and the Jags win 75-69. They go to 2-1 on the season. In Fargo, North Dakota State hosting Northern Iowa. And that is Danny DeGagne. Strong drive for the Bison, 12.6 rebounds for her. NDSU got off to a slow start in this one, and UNI did not. Jackie Kalin, 26 for her for Northern Iowa, and the Panthers built a 13-point lead at the half. Brittany Donaldson for 3 there for Northern Iowa. Katie Burkle, great to see her back. At the other end for NDSU, had 12 points and a couple of assists. Hannah Linz will hit a 3 here, and the Bison play pretty much even in the second half, but they lose this one. The final is 66-50, and again, they get down big in the first half in the last couple of ball games, and that doesn't get it done.
You build on what you did well, and you go back and you look at those things that you got to get better at. It's a 40-minute game, and right now we're not starting very well, and that, I got to look at and figure out why aren't we starting well.
In Brookings, the SDSU Jackrabbits took on the best in Nebraska in back-to-back games last week. Creighton was up first. Megan Witashik, the steal in the 2 there. She had 14. Leah Dietl in the starting lineup for SDSU. She had 6 in this one for the Jackrabbits, but the Jacks only put up 19 points in the first half. Tara Heiser and Megan Stewart off the bench for the Jacks. They hook up on a hoop here, but not a lot of points in that first 20 minutes for SDSU. Katie Lingle, the post from Pierre. Away from the double team, goes lefty, good, 9 points, 9 rebounds for Lingle. The Jacks took 12 threes, made 5 of them. Gabby Bover made 2 of those, but the Jacks got down early, couldn't come back, and Creighton wins this one by 9. The Jackrabbits, though, came back big time on Sunday afternoon against Nebraska. The Huskers, number 15 in the country. They beat Northern Arizona, and Temple coming into this one with Toshik for the Jacks there. She had 6. Neither team had more than a 2-bucket lead in this game. Ashley Eide was a beast for SDSU, 10 of 17 from the field. She had 26, and the Jacks would need all of those to hold off Nebraska. Hannah Strop came off the bench for the Jackrabbits, made both threes that she looked at. She had 6 points. Katie Lingle added 3 blocks, and the Jackrabbits take down Nebraska, the number 15 team in the country. 60-55 is the final in this one.
We've been here before. I think sometimes people forget that. When we play really good teams, I wish we were going to beat them all, but we don't. But we enjoy it when we get the wins, and today was really fun for that reason.
All right, Newitt, you were at that Nebraska game, and what did the Jackrabbits do so well in this game to get the win?
Well, first of all, they handled the defensive pressure that Nebraska threw at them. I mean, they brought the heat at the Lady Jackrabbits for 40 minutes, and SDSU handled it, took care of the ball for the most part. But Ashley Eide played an amazing game, Tom. 26 points, really ran the show for South Dakota State, was the veteran leader that they've really needed it this season and kind of took over the game for them.
There were times you said Brad, when they just gave it to her and let her clear it out and go by herself?
Yeah, I mean, she was taking the ball to the rim, hit a few perimeter shots, got herself to the foul line, and very rarely came out of the game in a game that was really up and down the floor. And South Dakota State kind of rode some momentum from the home crowd, and I think a lot of things went in their favor and made some big shots down the stretch to make big plays that they needed to win that thing.
All right, the Jacks are the overwhelming pick in the preseason by the coaches and the media to win the Summit League again this year. Is that a little bit by default? Oral Roberts is gone, but is South Dakota State, do you think, as strong as they have been in the past 2 or 3 years?
I'm not sure if they are right at this point, but that's if you look at how Aaron Johnson schedules and brings his teams along, he schedules tough games early on in the season, and so it's not a surprise maybe to see them struggling. They lost to Creighton at home, but when you look at the rest of the league, I think you have to put South Dakota State as the favorite going in just based on the fact that they've been to the NCAA tournament so many times.
Like I said, I remember a game against Kansas State when they came in and just bumped the Jackrabbit women last year, and then Jacks go on and win the conference again. But Kansas City is picked second. Talk about Oakland's women a little bit. They've got the preseason player of the year in Bethany Waterworth, but she has not played so far yet this season.
Yeah, Oakland's 2-1, and they have been without their best player, returning Bethany Waterworth, and not sure if she's going to be able to play this season, in fact. So that's a huge loss for Oakland if she's not able to play. But they've gotten off to a pretty good start even without her and her veteran leadership.
Talk about the Coyotes of South Dakota a little bit. Kind of an intriguing team. New coach in Amy Williams. Graduated Amber Heggie, a huge part of their offense. But Alexis Yackley is back. They've got a girl named Nicole Seecamp who's had a nice couple of games for them early on.
Yeah, Amy Williams trying to blend in some new talent with what was already there. But they've had a tough schedule to start out with. They've had to be on the road with the Dakota Dome not being available to them. So they've had some tough games there. Did win at Drake, so that's a nice win for them.
All right, we'll see much more as the conference season in the Summit League doesn't get started on the women's side till after Christmas. So we'll obviously know more once we get into that part of the season. But we'll talk some men's basketball with Brad Newitt when we come back.